Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Mat Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
The Obama administration continues to classify pro-family groups as hate groups. A most recent situation involves the American Family Association. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. Matt, here we go again. We have seen this throughout the years, and now it comes up again in an Army video or an Army PowerPoint where an individual speaking to several dozen U.S. Army active duty and reserve troops, actually explained that the American Family Association was considered a hate group and then tried to link them with Fred Phelps. They have nothing to do with Fred Phelps. And because of what Fred Phelps says about homosexuals, they then linked that to AFA and put AFA in a hate group category.
Yeah, you know, we have been saying all along we have instance after instance after instance where people within the military are reporting that Christian organizations are being singled out as domestic hate groups and even potentially violent hate groups. And in this case, they use, as you mentioned, Fred Phelps, a picture of Fred Phelps of the Westboro Baptist Church, truly a hateful group of individuals who protest with very crude and offensive signs and so forth. They try to equate them to not only Fred Phelps, them being AFA, American Family Association, but also to the Ku Klux Klan, to the radical Black Panthers, to neo-Nazis and so forth. And so it's guilt by false association. Well, there's no more denying that this is going on in the military.
Well, there's a member of the military that actually took a photograph on his cell phone, and you can see two people in the military with the military uniforms on sitting in front of him at the desk. And then before, in the foreground, then is the screen that the PowerPoint was played on, and above it says American Family Association, and then they have the picture of Fred Phelps. And he snapped this photograph right in the midst of this presentation and then revealed it to the media, and Todd Starnes of Fox News ultimately got that story and broke that story. Apparently, this individual who took the photograph said that a chaplain stood up and challenged the presenter and said, "Are you sure that you got your facts right?" And apparently the presenter continued to insist that AFA was a hate group. So this clearly happened. It just now occurred. And, of course, as Todd Starnes mentions in his article, this is not the first time this has happened this year. It has happened in several other situations where training videos or PowerPoints have listed Roman Catholics, evangelicals, and other pro-family Christian organizations as domestic hate groups.
And of course, the White House, the talking point of this administration was, oh, this is an isolated incident. We're looking into it. Well, after a dozen or so of these, quote, isolated incidents, it becomes systemic and systematic. So this is policy. So the leftists can deny it until they're blue in the face. The Obama administration is overtly, systemically, and systematically displaying hostility toward biblical Christianity. And it all started by homosexualizing the military. Now they want to liberalize the military. And ultimately the end game here, Matt, and there's no question about it, is to completely secularize the United States military and to push to the fringes those who have a biblical worldview.
You know, when I was younger and we had the Soviet Union as the big nation in the world that was the enemy of humanity and ultimately of freedom, I often thought it's great to live in America because we can trust our news media and our government. And, of course, the Soviet Union lied to its people. Now we're at a very unusual time in America, Matt, and I think a lot of people have the same feeling where we can no longer trust our government. We can't trust this administration. This administration has an ideology. It is the most ideologically driven administration in history. And its administration is designed to divide us, to take people that are law-abiding individuals, they're pro-family, pro-life, they're Christian, and they want to demonize them and stigmatize them. You know, to the president, I would like to say this is not your little organizing grassroots kind of thing where you did that when you were younger and you tried to divide communities. You are the president of the United States of America and have a duty to unite, not divide. And for this administration to rely on groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center and to classify organizations like Family Research Council, the American Family Association, and others as hate groups in the same category as the KKK or the skinheads or the Nazi sympathizers is just intolerable.
It's not just intolerable. It's not just offensive. It's anti-American. And am I saying Barack Obama is anti-American? Well, certainly his actions here are anti-American. And this comes right as further information is coming out about the NSA and delving into individuals' personal connections through email and so forth. And again, the plausible deniability. Oh, this is just so we can track terror. Well, this administration is showing time and time again that it is using information against the American people. And this is...
Well, look at the IRS, for example. Look how many visits that the person who's now gotten elevated in a bonus to head up the IRS and Obamacare, how many times she visited the White House?
Over 150...
144 times visited the White House. And to the highest levels of the White House. So they were taking the information that the IRS was getting from these tax applications for tax exemption and giving that to the White House during a political campaign. But this situation here, where we now see another instance where the military, and these people have no choice but to attend. This is a mandatory meeting. They are told that the AFA is a hate group. This individual who ultimately snapped the photograph and revealed the story, and it is indisputable where the photograph is and what's on that screen, says that he actually listens to American Family Association radio.
And donates to
And he donates to them. And they were told that you cannot associate in any way or support in any way any hate group, which includes AFA. They're telling these military men and women if they donate, listen to, support, or agree with this organization, then they could face disciplinary charges and even court-martial in the worst-case scenario.
Yeah, this is Saul Alinsky 101. Of course, Hillary Clinton and President Obama are really the two foremost disciples today of radical Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals, author of Rules for Radicals, donated or dedicated his book to Lucifer. This president you divide, you marginalize, and thereby separate individuals and organizations by smearing them, and they're actually telling members of the military that you can be punished, court-martialed essentially, if you associate with the American Family Association, a mainstream Christian organization that stands for traditional values.
Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, which he does dedicates it to Lucifer, and he says, and those that know Saul Alinsky, that Barack Obama was his best disciple, his best disciple for implementing the Rules for Radicals. He says you take the target and you freeze it. And then you isolate it. And that's what they're doing. They're freezing the target on these pro-family groups like AFA. Then they're isolating them by saying you're a hate group in the same category as someone associates hate groups with, such as the KKK or skinhead organizations. And they're getting this information from another organization that is reckless, the Southern Poverty Law Center, that has an open door to the Department of Justice. We've seen that through FOIA request and to the White House. They are using that information from the Southern Poverty Law Center to slander and freeze, stigmatize, and literally dehumanize these pro-family organizations.
Matt, President Obama is the enemy within. He is trying to divide and conquer. He is dividing the American people, dividing the military, and seeks to conquer it for the secular, socialist, socio-political worldview.
Well, go to Liberty Counsel's website, 800-671-1776 is the phone number, and the website is lc.org. You can also go to libertycounsel.com, libertycounsel.com. That website is a place where you can sign and look at additional petitions to sign or sign up for getting emails for which you can sign petitions. First of all, you need to be educated, and we certainly keep you educated through those emails that go into great detail about the issues that we're facing here in the country. This and other matters, these topics are included. But we also give you a way to respond. LibertyCounsel.com is the site to go to for that information. You can also go to lc.org. And when you do, ask for the book Take Back America. That's the book Take Back America. And our series called the Patriots Handbook series, a series now of 5 pocket-sized booklets that talk about our freedom here in America. Go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.